If it hurts, James breaks, no get you know it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. Ball, obstacles, block, cut, sides, do the game, tap, this win it in. Press you again, we're here for the first minute. Can't fight you never 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Just look around. You got the mountains, you got the most beautiful city in the whole entire country. The university is absolutely, looks like it's out of a storybook. It's just beautiful. People are incredibly genuine and extremely nice. It's just a place that obviously I'd want my kids to go to school. And it sells itself. You don't have to sell anything about this place. You just got to get them here. You know, the old field of dreams. Yeah. Build it and they will come. It's already built.
Yeah. They're scared. You feel me? Like, you can't double him or chip him, or you feel me, because you got me on the other side. And if you want to put a guard on me, you got Omar or Don Bailey on the 3 techs. Like, you can't do nothing with that. You feel me? So offense see us, they see us all out there. They're scared. Everybody's worried. Like, so it feels good when we're all out there.
The culture that Hype and everyone has created in this building, it's been phenomenal on teams, and we're only going to continue to be better. And the standard around here, I've said it before, I'll say it again, standards to be the damn best. And we're never stopping.
To be the man, you got to beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
And yeah, you know, other than that, I think just the fans. I love the fans, the culture here. And yeah, that's pretty much what I chose.
I'm gonna have to get him to start watching my film in the off season too.
Obviously, I watch Coach Hines' old clips. You know, it's kind of like black because they ain't got that. You ain't got
black and white.
They ain't got the black and white film up, man.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talking Vols, and my guy Boogie Bentley runs. So shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
Do you remember when we fell in love? I remember, don't worry. Do you remember? I remember how it all began. How could I ever forget? It's the first time. Do you remember? I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air now. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's coming in the air now. Oh, no. We fell in love. You remember how could I ever forget? You remember oh, no. We fell in love. You remember how could I ever forget? Coming in the air now.
Good Sunday evening. Welcome to the Talking Balls Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. He's Coach Jay. We've got a fun show, man. Y'all been waiting for something? Man, y'all been talking in the chat all night long saying, oh, man, I've been waiting on this for a week. You've been waiting to see Coach Jay for a week? You just saw him last night, guys. I mean, he was just here last night. You miss him that much? Oh, man, we're going to have a good time. David Sanders is in the house. Coach Jay, we're 6 days, man. 6 days away. We're less than a week away from football time in Tennessee. Smoky Grays are coming out. Smoky Grays are coming out for Chattanooga. You ready to go, man? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to hit somebody that's not wearing orange. How about you?
I'm fired up, man. I love game week. I wish it was I wish it was Saturday morning already, man. We got to go through the week though. We got to we have to break down the opponent that is UT Chattanooga. We'll do that throughout the week though, as you all know. But it's game week here at the Talkin VAWLS too, man. We're back in the game week, right, Boogie? We're all good to go. We got a fan calling tonight. We got the Wednesday show. You probably sitting down with Kaner at some point, probably on Monday, right?
I know it's
Yeah.
game time when I got to wake up early and talk to
That's
Eric
right.
Kane. I don't like to
I
talk
know.
to Eric Kane so early in the morning, but that's what we're going to do tomorrow morning. By the way, Eric Kane, he had the balls to say David Sanders was a nice little warm-up for him coming on the show Monday morning. So I'm going to put that public record. That's what he said. We're going to put Kaner on blast. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. We got almost 370 people watching live, guys. Smash the thumbs up, share out the link, let everybody know we're live hanging out with David Sanders. He's going to be on the show in just a second. Connor becomes a member of the channel. Connor, we appreciate you. Thank you for the support. You guys want to do that, you can hit that join button. It helps the channel. Hammered VAWLS headquarters. He can't change his name for 2 weeks. Drops a $5 super chat. Says, what up, Vol fam? Can't wait for Big Dave to meet the family. Welcome, Sanders family, to Vol Nation and to the Talkin VAWLS Network. GBO, Hammered VAWLS Network, speaking for the people. Tony Canada for 2 says, GBO, we appreciate you, brother. Joe Wallen for 2 says, welcome, Mr. Sanders. GBO. Jeff drops a 5. Nothing to say. Nothing to say, just a tip in the tip jar. We appreciate that, my friend. David Hall becomes a member of the channel as well, and he also drops a $5 super chat to say, sorry, my card expired, so just had to rejoin. Been on for a good while. We'll upgrade soon. Love the network. Go big. Why did they throw words in? Can we just stick with GBO? We love you, David. We appreciate your support. Blackout Jones is in the house. He was also in the house when David committed to Tennessee. He was the boots on the ground. Dropped a $5 super chat. Says, first of all, AEW All In was fire. Now David Sanders Jr. What a Sunday. GBO, VFL, and Sanders we trust. I'm wearing that Blackpool Combat Club for Brian Danielson tonight. Let's see. Bleed Orange has been a member for 29 months. Blessed to be part of the Talkin VAWLS cult. Thanks, Boogie and coaches, for all you do. Evan counts for 2. Please don't use Dauber's internet. GBO, not happening. Hammered VAWLS headquarters gifted a membership. Evan Counts also gifted a membership. We appreciate you guys. Bleed Orange for 5. Dorothy, what's up? David Sanders, have a great senior season. Can't wait to see you on Rocky Top. Shout out to Bleed Orange. We appreciate it. Coach Rice for 10. Let's freaking go. Big David Sanders in the house. Can't wait to see my guy on Rocky Top. Now we need you to bring a couple of your brothers with you, Big Dre and Leo. Shout out Coach Rice. We appreciate the super chat. Evan's trying to embarrass me. He drops a 50 spot. We got to follow the rules, Coach Jay. We have to follow the rules.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 million man.
Evan's getting sentimental, man. David, thank you for the future memories you will give my son, and I also will be buying Tennessee Orange David Sanders apparel and wearing it on Fridays to my alma mater, Evans High School, just for Mason Short. Let's go take him from those dirty dogs. Thank you, Evan, for the super chat. We appreciate it. All right, we're caught up with you guys. Smash the thumbs up. 400 people watching live. Let's do the dang thing. Without further ado, let's bring on David Sanders to the show. David, what's going on, my friend? We can't hear you. He may need to back out. Yeah. He can't hear us. Man, it was
maybe
clean.
back. Yeah, maybe it was clean earlier.
Back
maybe
out.
back out and come back in.
He can't hear us. Let me put it in the private chat.
Yeah, put it in the private.
Yeah. Leave and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that weird how it does that? It's so weird how it just killed, because we were talking to him right before we went live and everything was good. So it's all good, man. We got David in the house. Going to be a fun conversation. Ready to look, man. I talked to his dad right before we went live, and I said, your son's more than a ball player. And I like, me and Coach Jay thrive on getting these ball football players, future ball football players on here and learning about who they are as a person away from the game of football. That's what excites us. Yeah. Now we got you, David. What's going on?
We're good.
It's not Talkin VAWLS without technical difficulties. We appreciate you coming on, my man.
Yes,
we're
sir.
excited. Let's look. Here on the Talkin VAWLS Network, we take things very serious. We like to deep dive. We like to drag people through the mud. We like to talk about the important things in life. So, do you have EA Sports College Football 25? That's the important things in life.
Wait, what is that? The college football 2025?
Yeah, you got EA Sports College Football 25.
Oh, you know I got it. I'm not even a big gamer like that, but I love that game. When it came out, I was on it for like a whole week straight, just nonstop. I was just on it every single day. As soon as I came home from practice, me and the boys were on it all night. So it was crazy.
What do we play? You like Dynasty mode? You like Road to Glory? What do you like? Hate?
I
about
like Road to Glory and like the head-to-head matchups with your friends. We be on the mic talking trash and everything. So it's like the whole big thing.
I know people that talk trash too,
Oh,
and it's like, I mean, if the game was straight, like if the game didn't cheat, if it didn't EA you, I would never lose. You know what I mean?
And that because you lost last night.
I would never lose, but the game sometimes gets involved. So Road to Glory, you create yourself.
right.
You going offensive tackle, or you going something different?
Okay, they don't even have offensive tackle. It's like running back, quarterback, receiver, or corner. So I decided to be a receiver so I can get open a little bit. Now, this is fun too, because we had Jaden Lofton on a while back, and he's a Road to Glory guy too. And I was like, so what'd you put? Would you make yourself a 5-star? And he's like, no, underdog every time. You going 5-star? Underdog. Yeah, I made myself an elite prospect, because if you make yourself an underdog, he's not going to play until like his 5th year in college. I figured that out. I tried it, but it didn't. I wasn't. You didn't even play.
I tried it too and ended up on academic probation. So
yeah, exactly.
That happened to me. Let's have some fun with it. I don't know if you saw the clip that Vol Football put out. They asked some guys on their current roster what their ratings were. So if you're a quarterback, they asked you maybe what your tackling was. If you were an offensive lineman, what's your deep route running? So let's play the game with you. What do you think your rating would be? What do you want, Coach Jay? Give him a rating. Get him a rating that doesn't really fit.
That doesn't fit for him. Let's call it deep pass catching.
I got a good story for this too.
Okay, hit it.
All right, so back in the day when I used to play tight end and defensive end, I was on our school 7-on-7 team, and it was actually the first time I visited Tennessee. We were up in Gatlinburg, and then so we had a tournament up there. I'm in the slot. We had Jaden Davis as the quarterback. I ran right past the linebacker, and then he hit me right over the top for like a 40-yard gain. So I would say my deep route catching will at least be like an 80, 85.
Oh, yeah. I like it. I
got 90.
I like it. All right, get in here, Coach Jay.
I guess we'll get into a little bit of fun business. First, David, with number one, welcome home, welcome to Knoxville, man. We have been watching your story with great interest, obviously being fans, fanatics, right? But maybe you could just talk about your process a little. What was important to David Sanders when you were going out on visits?
Yeah, I believe, through my process, I've been getting recruited since I was a middle schooler. So 8th grade, my first offer was from Michigan. So obviously I didn't even know what any of this stuff meant, like regarding college and what was going to go with my next step, or like even what position I would be playing. Because at that time I was tight end and defensive end primarily. So and that was even before I got on the offensive line. So my process was pretty unique. Getting to visit different colleges each and every week, that was definitely a heck of an experience, especially for me being, 14, 15, 16, 17, all the way throughout high school. Just going to, Georgia, Alabama, getting to meet Nick Saban, Lincoln Riley, all the way in Southern Cal, going down to Florida State, going up to Ohio State. It was just all these cool things I got to do, because as a kid, you're looking on the TV like, dang, I wish I could go there, got to see Clemson, got to see them run down the hill like in person, that's a different type of experience. So I think it was pretty cool for me, and not only for me, but for my family. My sister and all my officials, she got to go see like the volleyball and basketball and girls facilities. So I feel like that was a cool experience for her. And, overall, I just had a good time, getting to talk to the coaches and getting to spend time with the players. So I enjoyed my experience, and it was super fun.
I know, like listening to interviews that you've done, like since committing, you're like, you kind of, you enjoyed it. Like you just said, it was a fun process, man. Getting to see all these different things, these different campuses, and meeting like Nick Saban, like that's the GOAT, man. That's the GOAT of college football. Like I'm a diehard Tennessee fan, and I can say that Nick Saban's the greatest college football coach of all time. Like it just is what it is. But like, do you ever sit back and it's like, man, like you're just you, man, right? You're just you. You're a family guy. You talked a lot about that, but then you sit back and it's like, man, I'm the #1 offensive tackle in the country. These dudes are all hitting up me. And I know in interviews you've said that you're almost relieved that it's over, but you still enjoy the process. So what are kind of some of the pros and cons of going through the process? And maybe even throw in a funny story for us. If you got anything funny that happened.
I feel like the pros of the process for me personally, I let my parents handle a lot of the business aspect of what was going on in college football, especially our day and age. There was a lot of stuff that happened. So my parents handled like the adult side of everything. And I really just got to enjoy being one of the top recruits in the nation, So talking to Coach Searles from Georgia, Coach Smart, Coach Saban, getting to really enjoy those different conversations, I feel like was the coolest part for me, getting to see everybody, the different facilities, the game day atmospheres was crazy. So I feel like that was super fun. And then some of the cons, I would say, I feel like when it got closer to committing, some of the schools started to try to, I guess, talk down on other schools to recruit themselves up. That was the only bad part I would say about it. But other than that, I think everybody did a phenomenal job recruiting me and just had a good time with it. And I feel like the best story comes from my OV. I was at Georgia with Mason and Zaire Addison. We were doing like a little scavenger hunt, and Mason and them jumped into like this little fountain that was like 2 foot of water, but it looked a lot deeper, and that was super funny. So I feel like you get to see the coaches outside of a different element when you go on these visits. Like you get to see them in a different aspect than you would when they're coaching. Like we go to all these visits during the spring and see them coaching and screaming and yelling. And then like on the scavenger hunt days and like on official visits, you really get to see like the coaches outside of their shell and really get to see like who they are as a person. So that was probably like my biggest, takeaway from all of this.
I have to ask you, did Coach Heupel, did he play you in basketball?
Oh yeah, Coach Hype. It was like a horse game. It was all of us. Okay. We were all together. Coach Hype, he's got a little jumper.
Did he beat you?
Jumper?
Okay,
did he beat you?
He beat me and I beat him. So it was a little bit.
I'm on to Coach Hype because everybody comes on this channel and says, yeah, I came in from a visit and Hype will beat me in basketball.
Yeah, he did.
He's bringing you guys in and then just beating you. I love his competitive fire.
He's bringing us to his house to recruit us, and he beats us. I'm like, what is this? Usually he's used to like winning because that's the whole purpose of it. But he's actually like competing with you, and it's pretty funny because you got to get him off the top key. That's the thing. That's how you beat him.
Oh, there you go.
Shoot the top from the top of the key all day, and that's how he gets us. And I think his rim is a little bit higher than 10 feet, and he's the only one.
Got that. That's a home court advantage.
Yeah, I used to play basketball, and I'm like, I know what 10 feet feels like. And I'm shooting around. I'm like, it's not 10 feet. And he just knocking them down. So I feel like that's how he gets the recruits because it's a different height than what we're used to.
I hope that is the truth. I would love nothing more than Heupel rigging the goal so he gets to beat the kids.
That would be pretty fun. I'm gonna figure it out though when I get up there for sure.
Let me catch up with the chat real quick, and then Coach Jay's on deck. He's got something lined up here. Rocky Top Time for Five says, "Welcome to Tennessee, Mr. Sanders.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait to see you tear somebody a new one." Vol Girl for 2. Where did your grandmother get her scarf?
That's a great question. I think my mom ordered everything for everybody, so I'm sure she would know. I have to ask her.
Yeah, surely Nelson's. I think Nelson's probably in the chat right now. If not, I saw where he tweeted just recently, like a clip of your commitment, and Grandpa in the background, he's like pulling the square up, and it's got the orange, and that's like it was such an epic clip, just something that nobody noticed day of. It's so funny.
It was
so
funny.
Funny.
Everybody had their own little thing. I think my mom had my sister had the earrings and the little purse. My mom had a purse. My grandma had a scarf. The girls had the pom-poms. And my dad had the shirt underneath his jacket. And then my grandfather pulled like the handkerchief. So I feel like everybody had their own little style and what they wanted to do. So I thought that was pretty cool and a little original,
We'll get into your commitment here in just a little bit because I loved it. And I told your dad when I talked to him on the phone how much I loved it and why. We'll get into that. Blackout Jones for 5 says it was a pleasure being at your commitment and also meeting and talking to your grandfather. #GBO. That's cool to see. Blackout Jones is the man. Evan Counts for 2. Nebraska fans ain't got nothing on us. Just wait. Come on, guys. Evan Counts, we appreciate you. Brent, my favorite, Burnett for 5 says, Dorothy, we appreciate you, brother. Coach Rice for 2. How close are you to Faison, Brandon, and Big Dre?
Yeah, so me and Faison have a pretty good relationship. Obviously, he's in North Carolina, but he's in Greensboro. So we have a little like online relationship. I've talked to him before, seen him at different visits. So we're pretty close. My last visit up there when it was after my official, but it was like for one of their other events they have. So I got to hang out with him and talk to him. And then now Kendre's my teammate now. So, I had him wearing the Tennessee gear in our Bank of America game this past Thursday. So I think we have a good shot at getting him. But he's a great guy, and I just enjoy him being a teammate with him.
Dan Yoder for 10, welcome back to Rocky Top. We were fired up to get you on the field in that beautiful big orange. Thank you, Dan. We appreciate it. Noah James for 2, welcome to Vol Nation, David. Memphis Perry is trying to embarrass me in front of David, and I made a rule a long time ago, and I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it with David here. I'm just going to do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Play the clip when we get a hundo. We gotta play the clip when we get a hundo. Because all we do is win. This music has to be played because all we do is win. And the haters, all the trolls, they get so mad. You guys have $100 super chat. So I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Y'all embarrassed me in front of my friend. Memphis Perry for $100. That is not cheap. We appreciate you. Says, welcome to Vol Nation family, David Sanders. We can't wait to see you take the field, brother. Boogie, Coach Shay, Coach Rice are legends in the making with the Vol Nation. Come join us on to the checkerboards on Facebook, GBO. Yeah, go check out Memphis Perry's Facebook group, checkerboards. We appreciate you, brother. That is a very generous super chat. All right, let's get back into it. Coach Shay, what do you got, brother?
A question I've been asking a lot of offensive linemen who come on here is, obviously from the outside, Coach Heupel's offense, it's moves really, really fast. It's designed to score a lot of points. Looks like the ball is moving through the air a lot, but we always talk about how it's really a lot of smash mouth football and built on the run. How did you view, Heupel's offense, and maybe talk about what role that played in your commitment to Tennessee as far as X's and O's go?
No doubt. So obviously there was a lot of different opinions on Tennessee's offense because, like you said, from the outside looking in, they have the like that aura that it's a air raid offense is what a lot of people called it. But if you go by the stats, they actually run the ball more than they pass the ball. They just pass the ball so efficiently that it makes it seem like it's an air raid offense. But I actually like the way they move fast, and they honestly reminded me a lot of how my high school we run. No huddle, really quickly to the ball. We try to go tempo because that's how you catch defenses on their heels, especially when you're playing the you got some of the best edge rushers and D linemen, in all of college football. You want to keep them tired and keep them on their heels. That's the best way to do it. And really, honestly, if you have a great offensive line that works together and is in shape, that'll actually beat a lot of people, especially if you have the guys that are catching the ball and getting down the field pretty good. So I feel like for me, I didn't really understand like the X's and O's truly of football until about like the end of my sophomore year, but definitely junior year is when I really was like, I kind of paid attention to what's the difference between air raid and smash mouth football. Like everything was different. So I was like, so that's when I really started paying attention. So I was able to sit down with Coach Ellerby, sit down with Coach Heupel, and really have them break down their offense to me because, I'm hearing the outside noise of like, it's just an air raid offense. You're not going to be ready for the NFL if you go to Tennessee and all this type of stuff. But when you go by the numbers and the stats, it's obvious that you'll be more than prepared. It's just that they score a lot of points, so people, take it the wrong way. But, I want to score a lot of points and, beat people by a large margin. So I feel like we're going to have a good time.
I love it, man. I love it. Let's get away from football. I want to talk about your family because your commitment ceremony, man. I loved it. You got mom and dad there, grandparents there, your sisters are there. I love that you got emotional, man. I do. I like that. I think that shows maturity. So many people think like showing emotion is weakness. I love that you showed emotion. And like I'm a mama's boy, man. And my mom passed away my mom passed away in 2017. And like when I talk about my mom, man, I get emotional. And I could tell, man. I could tell that you love your dad. Like I can tell you love your sisters, you love your grandparents. But when you talked about mama, it got a little different, right? I can tell you're a mama's boy. And like, man, I just love that. I love that you showed emotion. Talk about your family and talk about like some things that your family does. Like what like for me, like as a father, it's like I got 2 daughters and I got a son, and there's something different I do with each child, right? Like I got one that's a nerd. that she's a Marvel nerd. We go watch superhero movies. I got one that's a cheerleader, so I like to go watch her on Friday nights. My son, that's a different story. I'm just trying to keep him out of prison. But like, talk about your family, man, and your love for your family.
Yeah, I mean, for me, every visit I went on, my family was with me. I never went on a visit by myself. Actually, I went to Clemson one time with two of my teammates, but that was because it was super close and I really wanted to go. But other than that, I'm always with my family. My mom, my dad, they've been in my life since I was born. My grandparents have been in my life since I was born, and I got my 3 younger sisters as well. So my family is everything to me. If you ever see me at the games, I'm always having a good time with my sisters because they have the pom poms and they're just enjoying the games. But I would say, for me, my family's been there every step of the way for me. Every single game they're there supporting, hot or cold, raining, snowing, whatever it is, they're there. So I feel like just for them to go through this process with me, it was definitely, on commitment day, just a way to show my appreciation for them and show them how much it mattered to me that they were there with me. They never let anybody take advantage of me in this process or anything like that. So I just wanted to show them that I appreciate them and show them that I really love them, and I will miss them when I go to college. But that's gonna be something different for me. Never been far away from my family for long periods of time. The longest period is when I go to team camp with my football team. We go for about 4 days, and I'm dang near losing it because we don't have our phones and nothing, so I can't communicate or anything with my mom or my dad. So, but like you said, when I talk about my mom, I get really emotional because that's just like I just feel like at home with my mom. That's my protector and everything like that. So I just have a truly unique relationship with her. So that was what that was about. But I was just glad I was able to show them the love and show them the appreciation I have for them throughout this entire time.
I love it, man. Don't
that's
take it for
awesome.
granted, man. Don't take it for granted. I love that you're so young and realize it. Like, I think I always knew how much my mom loved me and like protected me and took care of me. But it's like the older I got, I was like, man, that's she was my rock, man. She was so, I love that you're so young and can grasp it. Go ahead, Coach.
Yep. So when I was away from home in college, what I would do when I missed home is I would eat. So maybe you could talk about what do you have a favorite meal that like either mom or dad or maybe an uncle make? Because let us know what that meal is. What you got?
There's two. Because
Okay.
one's for a holiday. There might be 3, to be honest. Now I don't think about it. We're just thinking about like a home cooked meal. I'm gonna go with like my mom does like the oven, like she bakes the oven, like the steak in the oven with like all the onions and stuff in there. So it's nice and like it's got this crispy but juicy flavor. And I love steak, so like that's my favorite. And then she has the mashed potatoes with the chives and the cheese, the sour cream, the onions, all that stuff. And then she does the asparagus, was delicious. So that's my favorite home cooked meal. And then second, I would have to go with Thanksgiving because I just love like the turkey, the ham, mac and cheese, dressing. I go crazy. I get about 3-4 plates for Thanksgiving because it was funny because I had shoulder surgery after the season this year. So during Thanksgiving, I was in my sling and I couldn't work out or anything. So I'm eating on Thanksgiving, just going crazy. And then my mom was like, "You'll be 300 pounds if you keep eating like that." And so it was like a big old joke. And then I would go third. I would have to go like 4th of July when it's just like the cookout food because I love hamburgers, hot dogs, mac and cheese, stuff like that. So those would definitely be my top 3. And then I like to go out, like Olive Garden, Red Lobster because I like pasta. So those would be like my go-tos for sure.
I love having an offensive lineman on here because I love to eat. I love to eat too. Like, what's your Olive Garden order? Like, I love seafood Alfredo. It's like 8,000 calories. It's so good.
I get the tour of Italy because you get like 5 different pastas in one.
Coach Shea always does this. So I'm going to hit you with it. You said you like hamburgers, hot dogs. What are you putting on it? Like, if you give us the hamburger rundown and the hot dog rundown.
Okay, the hot dog is just pretty basic. It's ketchup, mustard, and relish. So I just keep that basic. If I want to go like all out, you put chili on there, put some onions, stuff like that. But I kind of normally keep it basic. But for my burger, I always get 2 patties, cheese right in the middle, and then cheese on the top one. And then you got to put the mayonnaise on the bun. You got to put the banana pepper sometimes. My dad does that. I don't really like it. But I like the relish, ketchup, and mustard every single time. And it's going to kill you.
What about slaw on a hot? Are you a slaw guy? Like I like chili and slaw on a hot dog. It's good.
I had a bad experience with coleslaw when I was super duper young, and then I never eaten it again. Never, I would never eat it.
Nah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah,
Me and Coach Jay are old. We're about to make college references that we can't make with young David.
Exactly.
Oh gosh,
There you
man.
go,
I just
there
want
you
to
go.
talk about food. Like, let's talk more fast food. What fast food? What's your go-to fast food?
It was actually pretty bad this summer because my mom had to put me on, kind of like a restriction because I went to Chipotle almost every single day after some workouts. Because it's just, but I'm like, Mom, it's like it gives me everything I need because it's like you get the protein, get your carbs, everything. It's just amazing. So I go to Chipotle. My sister loves Chick-fil-A. She loves Starbucks, so I always have to go there in the morning before school. Starbucks and Chick-fil-A. And it always gets me because we have yoga, lift, and film for like my high school football team on Sundays, and Chipotle, and then Chick-fil-A is not open on Sundays. So that's always when I want it, is when they're never open. So I would say that. And then if I just want to get like a lot of food for like pretty cheap, I would go to McDonald's for sure.
So you think Chick-fil-A has the best chicken sandwich? Like even better than like Popeyes, or I think Zaxby's has an underrated chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I feel like they are, but I'm not a big Popeyes guy, so I always eat Chick-fil-A. So I'll have to go there. Yeah.
I like the Popeyes chicken sandwich. I don't like their sides, so it like turns me off from going there.
Yeah, for sure. I understand that. But if you go to Chick-fil-A, it's always the consistency. It's going to taste the same every single time.
Every time, dude. And Chick-fil-A, like we asked my daughter, we were going out to eat. We were going to go get some fast food, and we're like, "What do you want?" She's like, "All I want is Chick-fil-A sauce." And we're like, "So you want Chick-fil-A?" She's like, "Nope, I just want Chick-fil-A sauce. We can eat anything as long as I've got the Chick-fil-A sauce to go with it."
That makes it better. Sure.
I can respect that.
You got a spicy chicken sandwich, though. I get the spicy, not just the regular one, unless I'm going to practice.
There you go. There you go. All right. I got one here. All right. So you got to go and fight your way through a bunch of zombies in the zombie apocalypse. All right. And you've got to build a team. You got to pick one coach and one current commitment in your class to go fight in the zombie apocalypse with you. Who you taking with you, Dave?
Wait, can we tell him who Jaden Lofton took? Jaden Lofton went Coach Garner. He went Douglas Utu. Let's go three.
Wait,
and a coach.
I can't use what he used.
No, you can use whoever you want.
You can double up.
I'm just telling you, when you're walking through this zombie apocalypse, you may come up on these dudes, and you may have to fight them for survival. And Coach Garner is their leader. Awesome. You got Jaden Lofton, you got Douglas Utu, you got Justin Baker, and Ethan Utley. So he took
all the good ones.
Jacked his squad.
So give us a coach and three guys, so that you can go head to head with Jaden Lofton when you see him out there in the field.
So for coaches, I gotta go with Coach KP. He's one of the assistant offensive line coach, big guy. He can clear the way. And he can lead us because he's an offensive line coach. So we might be able to get some good tips from him. I gotta go with George. Because he gonna have one of the guns, and he gonna be
that's right.
He gonna be
the rifle.
Okay, I gotta go with Douglas because that's another big body. Me and Doug together, we're gonna be good. And then one more, I gotta go Ethan because he fast, agile defensive player. Gotta take him for sure.
I feel like you're setting up George to just survive. Y'all gonna be the meat out there that protects George.
We just keep George alive, and he keep us alive.
I would not want to face David Sanders and Douglas Utu with a baseball bat and a chain wrapped around it. Exactly. I'll tell you that. But
if George is on top of the roof, just hitting from deep, we're gonna be good.
So you're saying George just sitting back there, y'all are protecting him, he's dropping dimes, is what I'm hearing.
Exactly.
That's the future.
And that's the future. That's the
future. I am seeing the future. Talk a little bit about George and how important your relationship with him was, because we as fans following your recruitment, dude, it's been fun. And I was having a laugh with your dad when we talked on the phone, and he thought it was hilarious that I'm not saying that you're the icing on the cake or the cherry on top. He's like, man, you've been calling David the whole cake because that's the way it felt. And we've been, tracking your recruitment, and every time, man, George is right there with you. And it's not just here, man. It was you and George taking visits elsewhere. Like, how big is your relationship with him, and how much does it mean that you guys are coming to Tennessee together?
Yeah, I mean, I think our relationship is pretty cool, and it's a lot different from a lot of people from different schools. Like, obviously, when quarterbacks commit to their school, the purpose is for them to, recruit their tackles that they want to protect them. But I feel like for George, there's a lot different, and that's why I respect him so much, is because we were friends before he was even close to committing to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we went to Alabama together about 3 times before he was even close to thinking about going to Tennessee. Like, this was in the early processes of recruiting, so we were all still, figuring our way out. But we really like bonded and connected, and I'm like, dang, this is a cool dude. One day, hopefully, I'll be protecting him, because we just clicked automatically. And then, obviously when the video games started coming out, like Madden, 2K, Fortnite, we would always be on the game all night. My mom would be like, who are you playing with? I'm playing with George. Like, and we just had a cool relationship with me and him. And I feel like having somebody like that in the backfield, throwing for quarterback, we have a relationship outside of football. So I feel like that will take our friendship and our, me being his teammate. We can hold each other accountable just like we hold each other accountable on the game. So in real life, I can only imagine when we're teammates how it's going to be. So I feel like definitely when George committed to Tennessee, that definitely helped them a lot for sure, because I was like, I know this guy personally, and it wasn't on no like I'm committed to Tennessee, now we got to be friends just because. Like, it was truly like we were already friends, but now I'm committed to Tennessee. Now I really want you to come play for me. And Tennessee was always one of my top schools anyway, so it wasn't really hard for him to sell the program, sell the coaches, and what he was looking for and like what he wanted. And I feel like our goals align. We both want to win a national championship. We both are going to win a national championship. So just the competitive edge for that guy. He plays for a high school that's not as good anymore, but you can just see how talented he is. And when he has people like me and Doug protecting him, I think he's going to be all right.
I was even higher on George last year. When a lot of people were like, man, talking about his offensive line not being that good, I was like, man, he's showing his versatility.
Exactly.
He's showing off his mobility because his offensive line isn't as good. I was more impressed with George after last year than I was prior to that.
Yeah, I think I am too. Because, like you said, it shows the versatility, and it shows he can run the ball, he can throw the ball under pressure. So I can only imagine what he's going to do when he's just back there sitting back there chilling.
Yeah.
He'll be picking everybody apart.
Love it. Let me catch up with the chat, and then Coach Shay can jump in here. Nicholas dropped a $5 super chat. Says, I always said that we had to land you to solidify our 25 class. Thank you, David, and welcome home. Knox the Predator Catcher for 5. Says, welcome home, young man. Start, bench, cut. The Smoky Grays. Okay. This is a fun one. Start, bench, cut. Smoky Grays, blackouts, or all orange. You gotta start one, bench one, cut one.
Start the blackout. The blackout is the coldest uniform
Let's go
combo. Like, when I wore that on my OV, I already knew that solidified it. I was like, yeah, this is it right here. And then the orange, it's got to get cut. I think just because it's just the staple. No. We're gonna bench the orange just because it is the staple of Tennessee, and then cut the Smoky Grays just because we can interchange those with blackouts or some Smoky Grays if you really want to, depending on how you feel. But I feel like the orange got to stay in it just because that's what Tennessee's known for.
You love some alternate unis though, don't you? I love them, man.
Everybody loves the alternate uniform, especially like a night game when they wear the all black. I think what is that? They play Kent State this year when they do the all black. I gotta definitely be there for that one, the night game.
I love it. I love blackout mode, darkout mode, whatever you want to call it. Adam Lee for 5. David, so glad to have you. Your commitment was so impressive. Love seeing high character people embrace the family values we have at UT.
Yes, sir.
Man, it just seems to be a trend for Tennessee, man. Knox the Predator Catcher for 5. What's the go-to hype song, artist pregame?
Steal my question.
Stealing
my question. How you're stealing my question?
You stole mine. You stole my zombie question. Coach Shay always likes to ask too. So like talk about hype song, artist pregame, but also Coach Shay always likes to
or a pregame movie you like
yeah,
or
ritual,
whatever your ritual is.
A pregame movie
or ritual. Well, like the night before, I'd always like watch a movie or something. But or you got a pregame soundtrack that you listen to. Whatever your pregame ritual is.
Yeah, so I definitely there's Boss Man D-Lo and NBA YoungBoy are my 2 pregame playlists for sure. They take over like 75% of the playlist. And then I would say like my pregame ritual I don't know. Just make sure I stretch really. But yeah, definitely Boss Man D-Lo and Young Boy are my two go-to guys. I don't care what song it is, it just got to be by them for sure.
But are you more like quiet, get warm up in your own head, or you yelling about, running through brick walls?
Yeah. Oh no. See, I'm more of a chill before the game. Like, and to be honest, I really don't start listening to the hype music until we play at 7, and we usually go out about 20. So I would say 6 o'clock is when I really start to turn it up. As soon as I step foot on in the line, this is a different animal. Like no song or anything can get me prepared for like what's gonna happen when I go out there. So I'll be ready regardless. If I had no music, as soon as I step foot on the field, I'm ready to go.
Gotcha.
Noah James says for 2, favorite pregame snack.
Pregame snack. So every time we have pregame meal as a team, and it's like the chicken pasta with bread and like a water and a Gatorade. So you have to eat that even to play. Like Coach Greer does not play. Like we all have to eat it and kind of be gone before we go out there because he just wants everybody to be fueled up with something before we go. Yeah. But I'm a big Gator Light, the orange Gator Light with like the nerd clusters, and I'll just sit. I
love nerd clusters.
And eat those before pregame. No, that's the combo.
Ron the Don's got a question too for 5. Says, will you try and convince Coach Hype to let you in the game for a defensive play? Do you want to get in on some defensive mayhem? We were taking a look at your I think it was the Rivals. Spiegelman from Rivals was tweeting out some clips from your game this week. You coming off the edge, you hand fighting, getting clean. Everybody talking about your bend. You gonna play edge at Tennessee?
Oh yeah. So if I can convince them, I'm sure I got to show a little bit in practice. But if they let me, I'm gonna get out there. I could definitely do it. And then the funny thing is, East Tennessee State University. I think we played them my freshman year, and one of my old teammates that went to my high school, he plays for them. So I told him if I can play defense, I promise you I'm landing right on him the whole game. And I would just kill him. Because I already know all his weaknesses because I was killing him when he was in high school.
Oh, savage. I love it.
Memphis Perry. If they let me get on defense, I'm definitely going. I got to get a sack.
Memphis Perry dropped the 50 spot. We'll play the clip again.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 million man.
Memphis for 50 says the continuity from this young man, David Sanders Jr., is amazing. He's so mature beyond years. Vol Nation are so proud to have you wear the orange and white. God bless you, brother.
Thank you.
Very generous words, man. But I doubled down on it, man. Even like my wife, she doesn't care about football. She cares that I care about football, right. And she's happy when Tennessee wins because I'm happy. But like the more the channel's grown and some of you guys that have committed or like recruits that have come on, she falls in love with certain guys, man. Like, and Braylon Staley was one of them. And she's like, man, like it seems like every time you come up here, these are good kids. And that's what she said. It's Heupel is recruiting a certain type of kid, and you guys all have integrity. You're well spoken. Like that's something I told your dad when we talked on the phone about your commitment. I was like, man, you got to be proud of the son that you've raised. Like he's just a good kid, well spoken, respectful, and like talk a little bit about that, like the culture at Tennessee, and that's a buzzword that gets thrown around a lot. Family, and you've talked about this in the interviews that when you took your official visit and you were sitting in Heupel's offense and your grandparents were there and your parents were there, you got this feel and you just knew that this was it. This was home. This was family. What's different about Tennessee and Coach Heupel and what this coaching staff is doing?
I actually love this question because, obviously Clemson gets that culture word really good because Dabo does a phenomenal job with the guys he recruits. Even with the whole offer situation, they don't offer a lot of guys, and the people that they keep in that locker room are very level-headed, good kids. And I feel like Coach Heupel is trying to create that same type of aura around his program. And he's doing a phenomenal job with it. And like you said, I feel like culture is a big buzzword that gets used around, like family, brotherhood. Like everybody says it, but only a few programs I feel like really live by it. And I feel like Coach Hype is doing a great job with creating that within Tennessee. He's been there for 5 years now.
Going into year four.
Yeah. So, he's only been there for a short period of time and really been able to almost change the program around from what it was known for in past years. So I feel like he's doing a phenomenal job. And I feel like from the class of 2023, you can really see the change in the locker room. And I feel like that was one of the main reasons that really drove me towards Tennessee, just seeing the way the guys operate around each other, the way they operate around Coach Hype and the other coaches. Everybody's treated with respect, but they also have a good time, and they also are competing at the highest level possible. So just knowing that, being a good kid, being raised by two of your parents the right way, I feel like you can do nothing but succeed within that program. And that's one of the main reasons why I felt like I could be successful within, the Tennessee culture, because I fit right in. There's nothing I have to change about me or my personality to just be who I am and be able to be happy while I'm there. And, when you go on these visits to different places, some places, you have to try to, be someone you're not when you're there just because of the name of the school or who's around, But I feel like at Tennessee, I never had to do that. I just had to go in there, smile, and just be myself. And I feel like they loved me from day one for that. And, I would never take that for granted.
Let me do some plugs and chills, and then we're gonna drag you through some mud with some rapid fire questions, and we're gonna have some fun. And it has nothing to do with football. It's gonna be fun. But let's do some plugs and chills, because look at the shirt. Let's take a look at this shirt. I love this shirt. You got raise up. Show everybody the shirt you got on, David. That's the shirt that I ordered. I love it. It's clean. Oh, I love that shirt.
It. Yeah.
I've posted all of David's links in the description below. Go follow him on Twitter. Go follow him on Instagram. And you can also go pick up his merchandise, DavidSandersJr.official.com. I went there the second you committed because I said, David, I'm not going to be betrayed. I'm not going to go buy a shirt and just walk away heartbroken. So the second you committed, I was like, all right, here comes my shirt. And I placed my order for the committed shirt. But I love the design. Man, I love your logo. It's clean. And I've heard you talk about it. And, your parents kind of like took the lead on that. But you guys, that link is in the description. Go show him some love. You can get the committed shirt. You can get whatever you want. He's also got the clean. He's got his number. And if you're going to complain about the color, this is his high school colors. So you can go. Color. Yeah, you can go rep
David,
the brand.
you should have heard Boogie
logo.
when you saw you with that Ohio State sleeve. He was scared and crying.
That is not what I said. That is not what I said. That's not what I said. It's not what I said. I dismissed that. I talked about somebody else wearing a Tennessee pullover. All right. Juan Gaston, it's not too late. It's not too late, Juan, to come home. I forgive Juan. I wish him the best. Although I don't know that I do. Go check out this merchandise, though. Go show David some love. Again, go follow him on Twitter, Instagram. All the links are in the description below. But you can go pick you up some David Sanders Jr. merchandise. All right, we're gonna get you out the door. I told you 30 to 40 minutes. I could keep you here all night, man. I'm having a blast talking anything and everything but football. Let's get into it, Coach Jay. Let's drag him through the mud. These are kind of rapid fire. If you want to expand, you can expand. If you want to give a one-word answer, you can give a one-word answer. Let's do it, Coach Jay.
What animal would be your spirit animal, mythological or real?
Lion.
Like it.
What is your phone screen saver and why?
Where's my phone? All right, so I have my Gatorade Player of the Year banner on there because I won Gatorade Player of the Year last year. So I feel like that's just my daily motivation.
Like it.
What you have accomplished, and just to keep striving for it again. I'm going for the national Gatorade Player of the Year this year. So that's the goal.
I like it.
If you could build a time machine, would you go to the future or the past?
Definitely go to the future.
Got you.
I got to teach Coach Jay how to ask questions and why. Why the future?
I feel like because in the future, just knowing where our country and state is right now, like, with AI and everything, I want to see like what it is going to be like in the future as far as like electronics. Are we going to have the flying cars? People going back and forth to the moon, being able to visit different planets. Like what is to happen in the future? I feel like that would be pretty cool.
So is AI cool or is AI scary?
Oh, I think it's pretty cool, but scary all at the same time. It's a mix of both.
Like
I feel like it's cool for us, especially like the school I go to. I go to a private school in North Carolina, so like we get to use AI to build like robots and all this different stuff. But people that could make robots to do bad could be kind of scary, take over the world.
Yeah, there's a movie called Terminator 2. Go watch it. Go watch it. We don't need AI. It's terrifying. All right, house fire. Your house catches on fire. Family, pets, people, everybody's safe. You got time to grab 3 things. What are you grabbing?
You got to grab my phone, grab PlayStation 5, and grab as many pair of Jordans as I can, and we get out of there.
I heard AP call you out. Dad's got a better shoe game than you, is what I heard. That's the rumor.
He just been after it longer than I have. That's the only reason. He's been after it longer. And I didn't get into my really shoe game until I got to high school when kids started actually wearing shoes to school. I was just like, I played basketball, so I always wore basketball shoes. I have big feet, so it's already hard to find shoes that come my size. But when I really started like taking the time and my appearance, I started buying more Jordans and stuff. So I feel like now I'm going to college, I'm going to have a better Jordan collection than he does. But he has a lot of ones from like even when he was like in college, like from the 2000s, like that don't even come out anymore. So I feel like he has a little bit of advantage because he's been out there longer than I have.
Mm-hmm. He's old like us, Coach Jay.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you could be a character from like a book or a movie or a TV show, what character would you like to be? Like Iron Man or something like that.
Yeah, the Incredible Hulk.
Why?
Incredible Hulk. He just caused mass destruction. I feel like it'd just be pretty cool just to be that strong. Be able to. You want to? I feel like that'd be cool.
Celebrity crush.
Celebrity crush.
You don't get these questions on VolQuest, David.
Celebrity crush. I'll have to go with Zendaya because that was my when she was on. What was that show called? Casey
Euphoria.
Undercover.
Casey Undercover. Okay,
yeah, that was my girl.
We're old, Coach Jay. We're old. Is Topanga still out there for 500?
Yeah. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Oh man,
100 duck-sized or wait, 100 duck.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Ooh, one horse-sized duck because I feel like horses that kick will start to hurt a little bit.
Yep.
and they can probably catch you too if you want to run.
Dude, a horse-sized duck with that bill, just whack, whack, whack. I hate, dude. Birds are the worst, man. You ever been around an ostrich? They're the spawn of Satan. They're the
they
devil.
are mean.
Yeah,
I've seen it in like a zoo, but I've never seen one like up close.
No, man. Steer clear. Who's your hero? And why?
My dad and my grandfather. I would just say just because those were the main men in my life that taught me how to become a man. I'm not a man yet. I'm still a young kid, but I'm growing into being a young adult. So I feel like they were my two main, sources to go to and role models just to lead me the right way.
Love it, man. Love it. One last question, Coach.
Yeah, let's go Star Wars, Harry Potter, or Lord of the Rings. You nerd out ever? Which one you choosing?
I've never got into any of them.
Okay,
give us your favorite movie. Favorite movie.
Football movie.
My favorite movie of all time is The Blind Side. And then if I would have to go just for like fun, Transformers. I was a big Transformers guy. I've seen every single one of them.
There you go.
Dude, we grew up in the 80s. When the cartoon came out. The cartoon came out. We're the real ones. We know what I love some Transformers, man. All right, we're gonna get you out the door, man. We held you hostage overtime. This was fun. I hope the people in the chat, I hope Vol Nation sees, and this is what I told your dad earlier today. You're more than a football player, man. You're a dude. You're a person. You're a human. You got a family. You got hobbies, and that's what this channel is about, is letting people see who you guys are. You're not just a football player. So we appreciate you coming on. It's been fun, man. It's been fun following your journey, like following your recruitment. Like we did a film breakdown on you. We followed you on your visits, and then it paid off for us. And we're glad to have you on Rocky Top. We appreciate your time. I appreciate your parents trusting me and Coach Jay to bring you on here. Look, it's 2024. People want to trap you and get quotes and get nonsense. So I appreciate your parents trusting us with you to come on here. But I want to give you the floor, man. Anything you want to say to Vol Nation on the way out the door?
Yes, sir. So Vol Nation, I'm excited to be committed to y'all. I'm excited to get up there in December. I'm going to be an early enrollee, so I'll be up there for all the bowl games and stuff like that. I'm super excited. I'm just ready to come work hard and do what I have to do, to be a day one starter come this 2025 season, and I just want to let y'all know we will win a national championship in the future and very soon in the future. We have a great recruiting class, and we're not done recruiting yet. So we're going to continue to work hard. Whatever they need me to do, I'm willing to do. and I'm just coming ready to lead and ready to work hard from the day I get there. So I'm excited, and I can't wait to get up.
We love it, man. Me and Coach Jay, we got your back. We're in your corner. We're pulling for you. If your family, you need anything from us, hit us up, man. We got your back. We appreciate your time. You have a good night. Everybody in the chat, go show him some love. Go pick up some merch. Go follow him on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. The links are in the description. Appreciate you, David. Have a good night, brother.
Go Vols, baby.
Go Vols. Coach Jay, they just keep getting better.
What do you know? A great kid.
Oh, shocker.
What do you know?
Shocker,
what do you
right?
know? Shocker. Gee.
They just,
man.
That
is awesome. That is absolutely awesome, man. Good stuff.
We're turning this dang thing into a fan call-in show. We're opening it up to everybody in the chat. Talkin VAWLS, Elite, and Higher are getting the link first. Evan Counts, let me catch up with you guys. Dropped the $2 super chat. They eat Popeyes at Georgia. Man, Popeyes ain't bad. They just got bad sides. They don't drunk drive it, allegedly. Popeyes. B. Kells, 1296, member for 23 months. Great player, great family. This is the man in recruiting class that will complete the return to the promised land. I love the confidence, man. They truly believe they're going to win a natty, and I love it, man. I'm here for it. Logan for 10. Ayo, I hope this has already been asked. Who's your top 3 from 25-26 that you're going to try to bring home with you? He's got some teammates that you guys know he's going to work. And that's peer recruiting at its finest. Hammered at Vols headquarters. For 5, is there any current player on the roster or past player that influenced you the most to come to Tennessee, if any? He said George McIntyre. That's what he said was George McIntyre. Sorry for not catching up with you guys. We kept him for 55 minutes. We told him 30 to 40. He was very generous with his time, so I was trying to just, he says disregard. Lucky Top Tom's here. Bob is in the house. What do you guys like? Let's just talk about David Sanders, man. Let's start with Coach Rice. You gotta love the kid, right? Just another one. Just another one.
He's just another great kid. That's becoming a man, and I look forward to him being on Rocky Top. It really gives you great sense of what the future of the Tennessee program is going to look like when you have these kids that are so mature in their age and they can come on here and talk with you. And, a lot of kids these days, they shy up and don't like that type of situation. But, David said he's a beast. I love watching his film. Can't wait for him to come on Rocky Top, and him and Douglas Utu, just completely dominate the left side of the offensive line, and then Nick Moore at center. And it's just going to be fun to watch, because you think our rushing game's great now. You think our rushing game's great now. Just wait till them two get up there, or them 3.
Did Bob just do what I think he did? Bob, you okay? What about you, Tom? Tom, I know you love you a good offensive lineman. What'd you think?
Man, I'll tell you what, Coach Jay, if you hadn't beaten me to it in the you didn't do it in the film breakdown, but you did a heck of a breakdown of him just as a recruit earlier. And I was itching so bad to use him against you in the film series, but
he's good.
Yeah, he seems like a great guy for real. And Coach Rice, you just hit it, man. It says a lot about how he was brought up and who he is as a young man. Just being able to come in and feel pretty much at home, pretty much right off the bat, and of course that's a good thing for how y'all do everything with the interviews and whatnot, making them feel all welcome and at home. But most of the time people aren't that outgoing, and y'all have had a couple of really outgoing kids on here for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something to be said for that. Bleed orange, by the way, that's a cool hat design you got on right there. I thought you were going
to talk about his shirt. I thought you were going to talk about how great his shirt looked.
The shirt is killer too, man. And this one right here, the Talkin.
It's a good shirt.
It's clean.
Bob's got a nice shirt on.
So somebody had asked a question a little while ago. I think it was Noah. And just to give you an answer on that 97 heartbreak that Bob had to mention, back in the day, it used to work differently. Whoever had the best record coming out of the bowls and whoever had played in the most important bowl with the best records would be given the national championship. And a lot of the times it would lead to teams sharing a title. And actually, if you go through the history of college ball since like the 40s, there's a lot of teams that shared a lot of titles. And I think that's probably why they came up with the BCS format, was because they were tired of people sharing them. So that's my little bit. Just to
and who won the first BCS title?
I think it was UT, wasn't it? Was it
Yeah,
UT?
it was the Vols.
I think it was UT, led by T. Martin in '98. I do believe.
Wait, was that Texas or Tennessee? Was that Texas or Tennessee?
With Texas coming into the league now, which school has the real claim to being able to call itself UT?
There's only one real UT. One right shade of orange.
The wink.
That's right.
It's the wink for me.
My wife wants to kidnap David Sanders. My wife loves David Sanders. She's like, he's the coolest kid you've ever had on the channel. She's like, what a great kid. I'm like, it's one after the other. Like Coach
he is
said,
great.
We keep bringing him in, man. What a great kid. Yeah, what'd you think? What'd you think, Bleed Orange?
No, I thought it was great, man. It seemed like he had a good time, and he was excited to be here, be on the show, and just kind of just get to know the fans a little bit, you know. And I noticed in the chat earlier, some guy mentioned about being in his car watching the commit, and he was just seeing him get choked up and talk about his family the way he did, man. And just not just him, but I mean, going back to Aguilera, I think is his last name, the other offensive lineman from Oklahoma that committed, and just all these kids that are coming into the program and have been. It's amazing to see that the culture is real. It's not just something that's talked about, and it's something that hype is really, really digging in deep with.
Uncle Kenny's in the house. What's up, Kenny, man? Good to see you in the chat. I was gonna ask David about this, but man, we just had so much to talk about. Imagine this class, the D line going head to head with the offensive line every day in practice.
Yeah.
That's how you build elite programs, boys. That's how you build elite programs. Good to see you in the chat, Uncle Kenny.
Cliche, iron sharpens iron.
It's true, man. It's true. It's a cliche for a reason, right?
Yeah.
It's not a cliche in Tennessee.
Nope.
Well, you know what's awesome? Oh, yeah.
No, go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, you know what's really awesome is that obviously there's a huge learning curve when you come to play big boy football at a place like UT or Georgia or Ohio State. You're coming out of high school, you're the biggest fish in probably a smaller pond. You're going to have some guys that are getting that elite challenge every week because they're in the 5A school. And I think they even have like 6A now. But I would take him and put him up against, I mean, as far as his size and natural ability, and just put him up against the best defensive lineman we got in practice every day, just because you know that he's going to be all right. You know he's not going to hurt himself or do something stupid to get hurt. He's going to get better every day. You could actually put him up against the best guys that we got. You know, take Bennett Warren,
Jordan Ross,
those guys. Yeah, man, put him up against the best and let him just learn every day. All right, well, I can't do that. Can't do that either. If I do it this way, I'm going to beat him every time. You know, that's how it happens. I'd love to see it.
Let me catch up with you guys now. Roger Gerald, been a member for 2 years. That was a great interview. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you, Roger. Thank you for the support. I think me and Coach Jay got our chemistry down, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. We got a lot of co-hosts on this channel. Got a lot.
He doesn't like Star Wars.
Where in Kentucky, Big Trey?
Big Trey for 24 months watching y'all in enemy territory, Kentucky with Bob. Bobby, he's not. You want a conjugal visit? Trey's not interested. He says visiting family. Bob, he says, great job tonight, guys. Go Big Orange. D. Witt, VFL for 5, says this kid is going to be such a great leader. I believe. So excited about the culture Heupel is building. Let's go Vols, GBO. It was I love hearing him say it's a buzzword that everybody throws around, but it's real. It's freaking real at Tennessee. Noah for 2, in my opinion, your lines are everything. Yeah, it's a line of scrimmage league. Thank you, Noah. We appreciate it. We are caught up. All right. Wade, what'd you think, buddy? What do you think about David Sanders? What do you think about his recruiting process, landing him, and then seeing him outside of his element, right? Like just as a dude.
I think it's about time for everybody to apologize to Glenn Ellerby. That's one thing.
100%.
He's landed big fish now. It took him a little while, but he's starting to land his big fish now. And hey, what better time to come on Rocky Top? I mean, it's just going to get better from here. So, I mean, he was a big get. I feel like he was a big get. I mean, you just look at who was recruiting him, #1 offensive tackle. And, I mean, he'll come in and develop and just get better. I don't know if he'll start right off, but, I mean, get in the system, get better. He's already a big kid. So, I mean, when you see what this offseason program does to these kids and what it's done since Josh Heupel and staff took over, they just get bigger and bigger and bigger every year. So imagine what he's going to look like next year when it's time to come in. So I think he's a good kid. I mean, I like seeing him, y'all questioning him and dragging him through the mud. And I think he answered all the questions appropriately. And I'm excited to have him. He seems like a really good kid, which is, I mean, like y'all said, normal with Heupel recruiting. I mean, that's what he looks for. He's got a good culture.
I just can't wait to see Bennett Warren and David Sanders go at it at right tackle next offseason. I mean, that's going to be fun to watch. I think them two are going to be going hard at it, trying to whoever wins that job. It's going to be fun to watch. And then hopefully the next year, Hurd will be a top 8 draft pick, and then we can slide David over the left side, and we'll have two 6'7", 6'8" monsters on both sides of the offensive line. Just big guys, just mauling defensive lines.
You know, it's like he said, talking about George, right? Everybody wants to talk about George and how his offensive line sucks. Yeah, well, that made me more high on George, seeing his, you know, the way he could escape pressure and what he was able to do with his legs. And he's like, imagine George when we're protecting him. Me and Big Doug are protecting him. Like, it's the same with Nico, man. He gives you that, you know, Hendon Hooker, Josh Dobbs escapability. What if he doesn't have to use it because his offensive line is good? Then you're only better, right? It's like, come on, man.
Be better.
You got Peyton Lewis coming out of the backfield. I'll tell you, that dude may at the end of his career may end up being the best back in Tennessee history.
I don't even think that's a bold statement. I don't think that's a bold statement. I think a lot of people in the know are high on Peyton Lewis. He's got elite speed. He's a playmaker.
Elite vision. Like it's unreal. And that dude looks like a fit. He looks like a 4th-year SEC running back. The way he looks.
So maybe a good question is, you know, Boogie's talked about it in the past a little bit, and it really hasn't been brought back up. But it seems like we haven't, you know, really been in it for a high 5-star running back, tailback position yet under this coaching staff. And hey, I've loved our tailback recruits, our halfback recruits. They've been awesome looking kids. You know, with David Sanders and some of these, you know, Utu, is that make us attractive enough to go after one, or is it the type of thing where our collective isn't putting value on them, so we may not get them? Seth, how much value do you put on trying to get a 5-star running back in here? Is it something you're not worried about really?
I was worried about it. I like us having a staple.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. More of a running back by committee type guy. All right. I got you.
Let me throw something in here.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, you did.
I ain't got nothing. Since Heupel got here, this is he's starting his 4th year. Since he's got here, he's had to do so much more and has done so much more with less. And I think right now, these new up-and-coming recruits coming out of high school is actually seeing this. And it's like, hold it. If he can do that much with that little, imagine what he's going to do with my talent. Because they all have the attitude like we just saw with David. I'm going into work. He wants to put in the work. He wants to be a day one starter, and he knows that's going to take a lot of work to get on that O-line day one. I don't care who he's up against. He's going to put in that work, and I see him doing it. And that's the mentality that Coach Hype is drawing out of these young men, saying, look, I've done this much with this little. With your talents, we can get over that hump. Whoever thought that Tennessee would go 11-2 in season 2 under Hype?
No, wait, it's like I got it.
Hey, I was on the radio
You're drinking the
everybody said I
Kool-Aid.
was crazy. I said 11-1, and we should have been 11-1.
We should have.
Yeah, I was on 99.1, and I said that we would go 11-1, and everybody said I was crazy, and I said we were going to be either Alabama or Georgia. I was right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
Coach Jay, going back to your question.
Who thought we would have a top 5 recruiting class on year 4?
I did.
Without
Coach Russ is just undefeated. He undefeated up there.
Without having won an SEC or a Natty.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
We're still top 5.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't had a perfect scenario yet to kind of lure it in, but I think we've shown enough hope, enough there to lure him in. Go ahead, Coach Rice.
People say I need to go to Vegas and put in the work,
lay a couple dollars down.
play a couple things. But going back to your running back question, we actually have the top running back in the class looking very hard at us in 26. It's another North Carolina guy. It's Savion Hitter. There's really not any 4 stars in the class if you go by the On3 rankings. I mean 5 stars, excuse me. According to the On3, there's no running backs that are 5 stars. But obviously that will change once the numbers go up to 32. Once they start having 32 5 stars, because as juniors they only have, I think, 10 or 15, and then once they bump up to seniors, it goes up to 32. So I think that's going to be our best chance. Coach, our running backs coach, just now coming in, he's building his relationships with these recruits because he's kind of came in at the perfect time, not too late. So he can build these relationships with these 26 recruits. I didn't expect him to go out and land a big fish in this 25 recruiting cycle because it was just so late in the recruiting cycle when he got being hired in January. We talk about these recruits getting recruited as freshmen and sophomores. Well, Jerry Mack was here recruiting these guys, and he had a strong relationship with Justin Baker and a couple of these other guys. And, Shy Mills Knight, although he ended up at Ole Miss, there's what's his name? His name's left me. The running backs coach we got now,
Darrell Sims.
Yeah, Darrell Sims.
Yeah,
he's building those relationships for this 26 class. And for us to be in the top spots, there's going to be running backs that want to come play at Tennessee because they saw what Jalen Wright's been doing. They saw what Jabari Small's done. They saw what Dylan Sampson did as a third-string running back, where he still had 500 yards rushing as a third-string running back last year. So you're going to get your time. You're going to get your carries. All you got to do is show Coach Hypo and company that, hey, I can add something to this team and help this team win. And I don't know any skill player on the offensive side of the ball that wouldn't want to come to Tennessee when you get put in situations where you could go be successful over and over again.
The reality is Tennessee's not going to overspend. It's an NIL world. And NIL is not everything. NIL is not everything. But Tennessee is never going to overspend on a running back because you don't have to.
No,
you don't have to in this offense. You just need somebody that's efficient.
Yep.
And I think Justin Baker, I like the kid.
I love Justin Baker.
I like his tape. I like who he is when he came on the channel. I think he's going to be just fine. Like, I don't think you have to go land a 5-star running back. I think you need to go get 5-star offensive tackles. I think you need to go get 5-star quarterbacks. And what are we doing? What's Tennessee doing? Anybody know? Anybody seen the quarterbacks we're signing? We're signing elite quarterbacks. We're signing elite offensive tackles now. We're signing elite edge rushers. It's all about salary cap, boys, and that's where Tennessee is spending their money, and they're never going to overpay for a running back. So if Lane Kiffin wants to pay more for Shakai Mills-Knight, or if he thinks the depth chart there plays into his advantage, then cool, man, go to Ole Miss. We're going to be just fine. I'm never going to worry about the running back position because it's all about a numbers game and setting guys up for success. I'll put Coach Jay back there at running back, and I'll watch him succeed because we're gonna give him the advantage based on numbers. Let me hit the super chat real quick. Right. Memphis Perry drops another 50. Memphis Perry, are you drunk? Are you drunk? It's way too early to be drunk, but it's a 50 spot. We'll play the clip.
Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. And everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man.
Memphis being very generous tonight. We appreciate you. We love you, my friend. He drops a 50 spot, says, Vol Nation, if you bleed orange, then join Talkin Vols with what you can afford. Boogie, Coach Jay, Coach Rice will keep you informed daily, weekly, GBO, all those orange emojis. Thank you, Memphis Perry. You guys can hit the join button. It's $1, man. It's $1. You get custom Talkin Vols emojis. You get access to these fan call-in shows, but we start at the Talkin Vols Elite level. That's $10. That's where we usually start, and then we work our way down if time permits. But shout out Memphis Perry. He's telling you guys this I'm reading that as it's the best $10 you could ever spend. So shout out Memphis Perry. We appreciate you. Blackout Jones for 5 says we could have easily been 10-3 in this first year. Pitt, if Hooker started a win, then Ole Miss scoop and score called back. Purdue blown off CD. That's true. That is very true. Very, very true.
Yeah.
Blackout Jones spitting facts.
Yep. Throwing darts at Joe Milton.
And Coach Rice, let me hit you up on a question real quick. You love offense.
What's up?
And it touches on what Boogie was just saying. What in the world is the difference between a 4-star and a 5-star running back anyway, right? I mean, if you put them behind this offensive line that we're building, I mean, come on. What is he going to be just a split second faster than the other guy? Is he
wait. Tom, ask me.
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead,
Boogie. You love offense. Touches on what you were talking about a minute ago. What in the world is the difference between a 4 and a 5-star running back anyway? I mean, come on. Put them behind this offensive line.
Nothing. Nothing. Go ahead, Coach Rice.
All right, so there's literally no difference. I mean,
he said nothing.
You think of the 5-star guys like the Leonard Fournettes and the Reggie Bushes, the ones that came out of high school as 5 stars. But I just talked about Peyton Lewis. He was a high-rated 4-star. I think he is probably the best running back in the class from last year. That's how good I think of it, how great I think of him, because he fits his offense perfectly. And it's just everything you want in a running back. And when you get, like Boogie said already, when you get 5-star offensive tackles, you have chemistry at guard and center, and you got elite talent there, and you got an elite quarterback. When you got as much space as we have, our offense promotes good running backs. And it's just the running gaps and the schemes is perfect for any running back. It's like Boogie said earlier, Coach Jay can go out there and find the gaps. And
he got speed.
Yeah, he's got speed. I mean, me with my broke knee, I can find a gap. So I mean, it is what it is when it comes to running backs. Like I said, I think Peyton Lewis is going to be a star, and he was just a high-rated 4-star. So
do we have a 1,000-yard rusher this season?
Oh yeah, yeah. Dylan Sampson,
everyone agrees.
1,200.
Yeah,
Dylan Sampson.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing. Kind of go along the same lines. You can take the best 5-star, the number 1 running back in the country, and put him at Vanderbilt, and he's not going to get 500 yards this year.
Yeah. That's
But
true.
you get a 3-star, you get a 2-star behind Tennessee, and he's going to get close to 8 to 1,200 yards.
That's
It's
true.
it's an 11 men on each side of the ball on every play. It's not just the running back to this job. It's not just the quarterback. It's how you mesh them together. And the best way to mesh them together is to create a culture, which Coach Hype has been doing along with the rest of the coaching staff. And they play together cohesively as a team. This is a team sport, guys. Now, you can get mad at me all you want to, but no one player is going to make or break a Tennessee season.
It's like
No
Tom
one
just said.
player.
What's the difference between a 4-star and a 5-star? What's the difference between a 3-star and a 4-star? Right? To go what Bob's saying. If you've got an elite offensive line and you got an elite offense and you're playing a numbers game and an advantage game and I got the numbers mismatch, who cares? You got elite speed and Peyton
Well,
Lewis.
I mean, and some of the things with the stars, I mean, I know we get enamored by them, but and that's something I was going to ask you coaches, because this is something that's been on my mind for a while, because I got 2 kids that's playing football right now. Does it matter what the classification you come from, and does it matter if it's a small school, big school? And is there politics? I would imagine there is between a 3, 4, and 5-star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even to answer it all, our coaches at the real UT, their evaluation of these kids, regardless of their stars, are what matters and what we should trust thus far. You know what I mean? But I did want to ask that question because my kids are going to a 2A little bitty podunk school in East Texas, and they're worried about being able to play football in college, and they don't think they're going to get looked at. If you're good, you're going to get looked at no matter where, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you may be a 2-star or 3-star.
Well,
Go ahead, Coach.
we could take it from both angles, because Coach Jay's coached at a bigger school out in California, and I've the biggest classification I've been at is 4A, and but most of the time I've been at 2A. And if I've said it before, coaches look at 3 things: your potential, your character, and all that goes into your character, goes into how hard you practice, how hard you commit to everything, and then what you're like, in the classroom. So I'm not going to go out here and say you have a 6A running back that matches up with a 2A running back, and it's they have the same attributes, same characteristics, and everything. More than likely, they would take the 6A running back because it's just the nature of the competition they're facing. But with that being said, if you're at a 2A school and you're a running back and you're elite, if you're elite, you're elite. Coaches go out there. They have these support staffs where they're not just going out and watching, the 7A schools. They're going out and watching every kid that's out there. That's what these late in the cycle kids are for, like these fall kids that we haven't heard about, the Arian Carters. Someone that came out of nowhere, switched a position, played at a smaller school, and boom, look at where he's at now. So you can't go off of everything big school, small school. Yes, there may be a little small plus in being at a big school, but if you work your ass off and you commit to what your dream is, and you do the work, coaches will find you. I promise you.
Let me do some business real quick. I'm going to put the link out to Talkin VAWLS Gold and Higher. Man, I was talking about this the other night. I got to do a better job of sharing the wealth, but I feel guilty. You guys come in for a fan call and show them like I can't kick anybody off. We just got to roll with everybody that's on the show all night long. I want to give more people an opportunity. So I'm going to put the link out to Talkin VAWLS Gold and Higher. So the link is on the community tab on YouTube. If you are a member of the channel at Talkin VAWLS Gold or Higher, you want to come in. When you guys start flooding in, I'm going to kick guys off the show. I love Wade. I love Bleed Orange. I love Tom. I'm going to kick guys off the show and make room. I'm going to try to rotate. I want to get more people. I want to get more voices. If nobody comes on, we'll keep rolling. We'll keep talking. Let me hit these real quick. Cody Copeland becomes a member of the channel. We appreciate you, Cody. Adam Lee also becomes a member of the channel. We appreciate you, Adam. If you guys like the content, the videos, the live streams, you like that David Sanders interview, that is possible because of the support. Hey, Coach Jay, what do you say? He abuses his cats. Don't
Dude
let him
ran
snuggle
up
him.
and snuck attack me.
No, don't let him snuggle his cats. We were talking, waiting on David to come in the back room, and he starts cussing. I'm like, do you really talk to your wife that way? He's like, no.
I was talking to Miss J.
He's like, no, it's a cat. He's like, no, it's a cat.
Yeah,
It's a cat. So here's the deal, man. You like the
I needed a beer.
hit that join button, man. It's $1. If you don't have a Power T, Matt S, no Power T. Nick Orr, no Power T. John Humphreys, no Power T. You guys think about hitting that join button. You support the channel. You keep this thing grinding. You give us the opportunity. You guys, I say it all the time. People are like, oh, here goes Boogie again with his rants. The chat, the community. That's why David Sanders want to come on here and talk to me and Coach Jay. That's it. It ain't what I do. It ain't what Coach Jay does. It's knowing that this is the heartbeat of the Tennessee fan bases right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. So you guys keep showing up, showing out, showing love. We'll keep bringing great interviews like David Sanders. I promise you. So we appreciate it.
Hey, but real quick, right before we get, I want to throw one last thing. Patrick Willis, smallest school in Tennessee. Literally the smallest school in Tennessee. And he's a Hall of Fame linebacker.
Right.
Smallest school in Tennessee. And that's the perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need everybody. I'm gonna need everybody to bow their head and close their eyes. And I'm gonna need you guys to everybody stay quiet. Nobody looking around. And we're gonna have church. We're on the dawn. We are 6 days away.
Good evening.
From kicking off football time in Tennessee.
Buddy, I want you to know this, man. I've been going through therapy, and I've been trying to change my ways. But it ain't happening, man. It ain't happening. This kid is fan. This is why I asked him about getting on the defense. I've seen those plays, man. He's pancaking on both sides. He's in a Waffle House. He's this kid. You talk about stars all you want. But once you get to a certain athletic level, no matter where they put you, you will be effective. This kid's a goal line, man. Natty, 24, 25, 26. I'm here for it. So y'all be ready. Enjoy it. It's coming. It's happening. Get the confetti together. That's what I'm saying.
Is there anything else you want to say, Uncle Ron?
Well, I will say this. I'm ready for this. I waited so long. Oh, so long. I was born down the river.
You know what I want to know? Ron, you know what I want to know?
What's that?
I want to know when you gonna invite me over.
Oh yeah. That food is one of my specials. Meat done. This look done. I didn't get this one there. Sitting here looking pretty. Them drums. Them wings.
The wine.
Candy right there. Yeah. It's close, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to have somebody come by and test it out. Let me know.
Yeah,
what
it
you
looks
think.
ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
Over there across the
Dig
taste
me.
buds.
Holla at me
Ron.
on holla at me, Ron.
That popped up on my feed today, and I was like, bro, when you gonna call me? When you gonna cook for me? But I do appreciate the honesty. That red hot dog, that's trash. That's trash.
Oh, come on, get out of here.
We gotta fix that. Everything else, golden.
That's Bob's favorite. What are you talking about?
Yeah, hell yeah.
No. But I did not see any brats on there.
This guy's.
Look at
I love
in
it.
prison. He's eating prison food, and he ain't happy with what Ron the Don is doing. That man had a grill of heaven.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not complaining about what was on the grill. I just said he didn't have brats.
Yeah, you're
That's all I said.
You're picky.
me
You're lucky they're
No.
letting you smoke in prison, Bob. What do you want? What
I smoke where the hell I want to.
I know.
Yeah.
You worked out things with the prison guard. All right, let me catch up. Dan Yoder gifted 5 Talkin VAWLS memberships. That is so generous, man. Thank you, Dan. We appreciate it, brother. Robert's in the house. The big dog is here, says Dorothy. Great job landing this interview. Robert, I don't know if you've watched it yet. If you've not, go back and watch it, man. One of the best ones we've done yet. David's a great kid. Grande Johnson for 5. The Jonas Brothers. Is that Julius and Thomas came out of a single A school in Southwest Virginia in a town of about 2,500 people. Yeah, I worked with a guy that went to school with the Jones brothers. So yeah, but sometimes those are the exception to the rule. But I digress.
Yeah, no, all I was going to say is, yeah, when you're at a big school, it's easier to get recognized. Your team's going to have more eyes on it, right? There's going to be more recruiters watching and all that kind of thing. But I wouldn't, it is true also if you're that good, they're going to find you, right? But I would also say that there is middle ground there, and if you've got a son or a nephew or something like that who can play ball, he might not be Derrick Henry, but he can play ball. I wouldn't be passive about it either. There's lots of good recruiting sites out there like Talenum or Tattersall or sportsrecruiting.com. There's Under the Radar Sports, ran by a friend of mine, Stephen Thomas. Shout out Steve. Great guy, runs a great website where kids can get recognized and put film out there. And it's a way that coaches, can go out there. There's D3. There's junior colleges go on those sites. D3 goes on those sites. There's lots of coaches like out there at smaller, D3 schools that are out there looking for good kids that can play. So if you start a recruiting profile at a young age and start putting that all on film, it can make a difference and it can help them go out there and get noticed. And maybe they don't get a third star out of it, but maybe they get a first star, maybe they get a second star, and then they go to one of those schools and put in the work and end up Jamal Wallace, great example of a kid who is kind of recruited in a way like that. And I think there's definitely something to be said for going out there and putting your talent on film and putting it on a recruiting site and putting it out there, because otherwise they might not see you if you're not making enough noise, but that way they will be able to take a look and go, hey man, I kind of like this kid's game. Let me give him a chance and see what he can do. I've had kids get scholarships that way.
Got a question on that real quick, Coach.
Yeah.
Back in the day, back when I was in high school, it was all grassroots kind of things. I went to high school in Nashville, so it was a bigger area, so I could get. But I've heard of other people who would actually get a lot of calls into a specific school or two. Hey, you really need to come take a look at this kid. And they will send like a GA down there, take a look at him, see if he's worth a coach coming down. Does that still work?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. They had grass when you were in high school?
It does. So I'm sure.
I love you, Bob. I'm so glad you're back, Bob. I'm so glad you're back.
Amen.
I am too. Yeah, so there's relationships that are built 2016, when I was there for the Florida game. Didn't get a chance to because the schedule didn't permit, but there was a relationship between our coaching staff and a current Tennessee coach that was there at the time. And that's kind of what those, relationships are for. And you kind of can hold on to them where, they might have been talking to you about a recruit, from 5 years ago, but you have an open relationship. They're talking to you about other kids. You're running camp 7-on-7. And certainly if Coach Rice has a kid that looks awesome and he's got a relationship and he's not getting any looks, yeah, I'm sure he would reach out and say, hey, Tom or whoever, hey, take a look at this. Take a look at this huddle reel. This kid can pick him up and put him down.
Well, and the last thing I'd add to that topic is, these colleges, even the SEC, the big dogs. I've coached. My alma mater is a 1A 250 student population school, and they have, which he's at Brentwood Academy now. But his freshman, sophomore, junior year, he played at my alma mater, and he's committed to Georgia. And it's these kids. There's GAs. I know Bob talked about it. There's support staff. They send links to these high school coaches, which I've gotten them. I know Coach Jay's gotten them from D3, D2 to even D1 colleges say, hey, we got a camp. If you think a kid's good enough, get them signed up for this camp, and we'd love to have them. Or vice versa. Could we send a GA down there if we respond back? Yes. Player A has elite upside and elite potential, even at the smallest level. I think he could be great at an SEC program. So there's definitely ways and outlets to where small school kids could get noticed.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to derail the chat or derail the show with that question I asked, but I was just curious when stars were stars.
Yeah,
that's what
And
fan
one
call-in
thing-
shows are about. Derail it, man.
Right.
It's your show. It's your
The
show.
other half, that was half of what I was going to tell you, what Coach Rice just told you, Bleed Orange. But the other half is you, as a parent, are going to have to look out for your boys, because if you're at a small school or a big school, doesn't matter. They're not going to film them specifically. And if they do, they're going to do a bad job of it. And if you just invest in one of those little handheld things, or hell, you could even do it with your cell phone if it's got a good enough camera. I mean, you really could just have a prop for it so that it's not doing this thing the whole time, because that's the worst thing when you're watching film that a parent did or that an assistant did, and the whole time you're trying to watch it, the daggone camera's going like this and you can't see what's going on. So invest in filming your own guys. And the exposure thing, that's always been the biggest thing, whether it's going back to 1910, like Bob was talking about, or if it's today, like Coach Rice is talking about, it's all exposure. So if you send it and upload it and the internet is great, that's killer, by the way. That is killer.
I gotta
get that. Go. Deuce is ready to go.
That is awesome.
Aaron Carter's on the
That
show.
is awesome.
Yeah, you need to give that to Aaron Carter.
That looks like Donnie. He looks like Donnie Darko. Y'all watch Donnie Darko?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
That's what it
Donnie
reminds me
Darko.
of. Dude, Donnie Darko's great, right? You either love it or you hate
Terrible slaughter. Alex Terrible slaughter to prevail, guys.
it.
But
Let me
no,
catch up.
I
with
appreciate all the information.
Let me catch up with you guys real quick. Deuce became a member, and then Deuce comes on looking like Donnie Darko. I love it. I'm here for it. Scott Bennett for 5 says, cover charge, Miss D. Sanders, but we'll watch before Caner in the morning. Smash the damn button. Orange emojis. Yeah, by the way, we're full steam ahead, man. We're full steam ahead. So football season is here. So tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., the morning show returns. Me and Eric Kane, 9 a.m., we'll do about 30 minutes with Caner. We'll have some fun after that. So the morning show is back tomorrow, Tuesday night, 6:30, still EA Sports College Football. Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Talkin VAWLS live. I got to talk to Coach Rice. I got to yell at Coach Rice.
I'll be here Friday.
No, I don't have to yell at Coach Rice. Coach Rice, I need you on Wednesday. I'm not going to yell at you. I just need you on Wednesday. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when we go off the air. So Wednesday night, yeah. I'll tell you why. Off air. Thursday, videos. Friday, 10 a.m. Me and Coach Jay, the Friday morning show. Grab your cup of coffee, grab your rock star, 10 a.m. Me and Coach Jay. Saturday, tailgate show, an hour before kickoff, and then a post-game show immediately following the game. We are full steam ahead, so get in where you fit in. Subscribe, like, share, let people know about Talkin VAWLS. We would appreciate it. Let's change gears, man. I want to change gears. Because it's freaking game week. We're talking about recruiting. We're talking about kids. We're talking about high school. I want to talk about football. What do you guys want? Let me throw it to Wade. Let me throw this at Wade. What do you want to see on Saturday? We're playing Tennessee Chattanooga in a freaking glorified scrimmage. But what do you want to see, Wade, on Saturday? What's going to be, if we come out of the game, you're going to be like, oh, man, we're national championship. Like, what do you want to see on Saturday?
I don't know if I'll say all that coming out of the Chattanooga game.
You got a Talkin VAWLS logo tattooed on you, brother. You can say national championship.
Okay, national championship.
Let's go.
But anyway, I just want to see efficiency, both offensive and defensively. Yeah, I mean, they ain't going to show everything. I imagine they'll put a little bit on tape for NC State to show them a couple wrinkles or something they're going to have to cover. But I just want to see clean football, no penalties, or you ain't gonna have no penalties, but just not as many as you see usually. and I just want to see them come out and do what they're supposed to do, kill them. And then I want to see Gadsden Moore. I want to see Jake Mertlinger. I want to see them all. I want to see put somebody in out of the stands for fifth string running back or something. I don't know. I just want to. This is a team you're supposed to beat, and I don't want to see like last year when they just played around with who was that? It wasn't Ball State last year, was it? That they wore the
Was it UTSA?
It was
Austin P.
Austin
Was it Austin P?
Okay.
Was that last
Ball
year?
State was 2 years ago. Yeah, where they just they played with their food. I mean, I don't want to see that. I want to see efficiency. You've been working all season. You're tired of playing yourself. Let's play somebody else. Just go out and do what you're supposed to do, and let the guys that never get to play too.
You know what I hate is I hate when we come out of an opener that we should have dominated. We were vanilla. We were vanilla. That's it. No. Let's beat them. Let's beat them by 85. Let's beat them like Coach Rice beats Boogie on a Saturday night. Let's beat them like 85-12, and like say, hey, we're dominant, right? We're dominant. Like
go for two every time.
We're up by 35, and
everybody else did this weekend.
We're going.
We're going to see second string at NC State. We're going to see second string at Oklahoma. They're all going to come in.
Whoa. Are you predicting that we're going to see wins on such a grand scale that we're going to see second string against NC State and Oklahoma?
NC State,
That's exactly
Oklahoma.
What I said.
Oklahoma.
Exactly what I said.
I hope so, brother.
Hold on. Does anybody remember last year at near the end of last year, before Nick Saban left, and I told everybody Nick Saban was retiring after last year, and what did he do? He retired.
Yeah.
Bob's
I got told I was crazy.
He's throwing his wins at you guys. Ron the Don, what do you think about Saturday? Like, if we come out of Saturday and you're like, all right, we're winning a natty, or you come out and you're like, we may lose to Oklahoma. Like, what do you need to see Saturday?
All I need to see is consistent play. Consistent defensive play, consistent offensive play. I want the players to do what they're supposed to do with very little hesitation. When players are uninformed or ill-equipped, they make bad plays. If they're working or they're hitting on all cylinders, it shall run like a finely tuned machine, a V8, baby. And that's what I want to see, because that's what we're going to have. I mean, yeah, maybe first half, me starters out there. By the end of the second quarter, I want to see the backups in there. I want to see people jockeying for positions, jockeying for players to be out there on the field that's going to come in the game when we need them. That's what we're going to have. We need that. That's what I want to see.
Connor, what do you think down there, man? You're being quiet. What do you need to see Saturday?
I'm looking forward to the secondary making some plays. I feel like that's obviously one of the questions going around the team. I want to see that playmaking ability. That's all Heppel, and he's been talking about how explosive they are and big plays. I want to see that, and then I also want to see our offensive line. I want to see us be like packed in together. I also want to see like who we have at left guard and who comes out of it on top. And one last thing, since I met Chris Brazil today at an autograph signing at Sports Treasures, no plug, but I want to see him. I asked him, if you got one-on-one coverage and you're pressed up, you got a DB on inside shade. I asked him, what route are you running? He said, I'm running to go, and I'm mossing him. So,
I love how technical you like. Imagine being Chris Brazil and you're at a meet and greet, and this dude just drops all this knowledge. And it's like, holy, can you calm down, son? You're like, calm down. Like, God bless America.
Is he as tall as they say he is, Connor?
Oh my gosh, he made me look small. I'm 5'10", and he made me look short. I mean, we
are short.
5'10", yeah, exactly. But yeah.
It makes me want to play this clip, and I'm going to play it. And it's 50 seconds long, and y'all have to sit through it. I'm sorry.
I love it. Every day. His speed, his competitiveness. Like, Braz is very competitive and plays with a lot of fire and energy. We better do that on our side of the ball, right? I mean, that's what you got to have great energy and stuff like that. But very competitive, high-level player, so that's only going to make us better. And we got a great group of wide receivers, that again, they're going to be playing on Sundays, right? So it's easy for my job to just tell the kids, hey, man, you want a great resume? Put it on video. Put it on video against these guys who are going to be playing on Sunday. And Braz is one of those guys, highly competitive, physical player, not very quiet. It's kind of cool. That's kind of like we like it. And but he's making us better.
I love that quote. Let me catch up with you guys. Hold on. Wow, do they know you have a phone in prison? Tony Canada upgraded his membership. Shout out, Tony. We appreciate you. Cody Copeland for 10 says GBO Dorphy. And what's the over-under on the oars on the depth chart tomorrow? 73. There's going to be 73 oars on the depth chart tomorrow. I got to make a video tomorrow, man. I've not made a video like in a week because of COVID, but we got to get back to the ground, man. But we'll be live at 9 a.m. and then I'll figure it out from there. But a whole lot of oars, Cody. A whole lot of oars. Let's see. Deuce, get in here, brother. How you feeling about this game coming up on Saturday? What do you want to see, Donnie Darko?
63-10.
I'd be happy with that.
Oh man, a few
words. Starters are out midway through the second quarter. The walk-ons are in by the start of the fourth quarter. Walk them off the field, dude.
Get those the 4-star running backs on the field, right?
Amen to that. I want to see Khalifa Keith get 110 yards just because he's on the field.
Now I get it. That's Nelson wearing a mask. Nelson is wearing a mask. I just figured it out.
Duck on.
One thing I want to see is just stay healthy. I've looked at the weather forecast. Guys, it's 70% chance of rain and thunderstorms Saturday. So, in Knoxville. So, I hate to put a damper on everybody's mood about that, but just stay healthy.
Weather, so it could happen. Anything could happen.
Yeah, it could change, but golly, Bill, I don't want a Cedric Tillman versus Akron situation. Going on and us hurt our chances for the rest of the year against FCS team. I think you go out, put up 28 the first quarter, and then you don't play a starter the rest of the game. But I don't want to see it. Do I want to see Nico put up Heisman numbers? Yes, but I think he could do that in the first quarter. But I don't want to see someone get hurt. Even the second string guys. But I want to see them come in and show what they can do for us the rest of the year. If long term. We need someone to step in and be ready to go.
Mm-hmm. I like somebody. I like this right here. I want to see us hit some plays like 20. I want to see some deep shots, man. I want to see some big, like down the field plays, and I think Nico's going to do that. I think we're going to see the return of the big play that we missed last year.
Yeah, I've got an apology to make, Coach Jay, because I think that, and this is my opinion, but I think everybody's going to like it. I think Nico's first full game at the University of Tennessee during regular season will be the third week in October against Alabama.
Ooh,
man,
and you have a blow down.
That's a bold prediction. Yeah, I like it, Bob.
I love it.
I like it too.
I like it. I hope you're right.
Nelson.
I believe in Nico though. I think you'll see the deep ball. We'll see if the weather cooperates, as Coach Rice was saying. I think you'll see some running in that game anyway, right? UT Chattanooga kind of runs a nickel set, so the numbers are going to favor us either way. But weather providing, I still think you'll see some deep shots. I think you'll see Nico take the lid off. One thing we didn't see too much last year, but I do believe we'll start to see it a lot as it's heavily in Nico's arsenal, the deep ball. So I think we'll see it. If it is rainy, I could see us running a lot of play action, a lot of that tight end outs, you know what I mean? Little whip routes, little comeback routes, little bubble screens, kind of utilize the short passing game a little and try to keep everyone a little healthy. But hopefully the weather cooperates and we're able to get out there healthy, as Coach Rice said. But either way, you'd like to see a clean game. This offense, it's got to be clean, man. You could almost watch last year or any year under Heupel, and as soon as there's a holding penalty or a false start penalty, you could almost just say, okay, drive's over, because it was, right? That's just how that tempoed offense looks. So I want to see, really clean look out of this offense. We'll see if we get it. But, yeah, and like Connor said, man, the DBs, I'm excited. I'm excited what these cornerbacks can do. I think if they can play tight, we'll get to the quarterback quite a bit. They do like to release the ball a little early themselves, Chattanooga. But once again, if we can get those corners attacking on those bubble screens, I think you can see some stuff get blown up and have a lot of fun on the defensive side of the ball.
Hey, retro. Hey, well, hold on. Let me call out retro real quick. Quit with the cupcake stuff. Y'all been notorious for cupcake schedules for years. So just cut. Y'all play Tennessee Tech, I think, week 2. So hey, it is what it is. Every SEC team plays a cupcake at some point.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Yeah,
we're playing a better.
Still love you, retro, but still.
We're playing a better ACC team than them.
Go ahead, Bob.
I don't think the weather is going to be as much of a factor on Tennessee as it may be on other teams, because Coach Hype does run a very balanced offense. All last year, it was almost 50-50 run and pass. 2022 season, same thing, 50-50 run and pass. So I don't think that, we may not, if it does rain and they elect not to go with the long ball, they can do the medium routes and the short routes, and we're still going to get progress. And don't forget, Nico's got a set of legs on him, and he ain't afraid to lower his shoulders.
I don't want him doing that first game.
Yeah, not in this game.
We don't want him to, but he can. He is I see him as a true triple threat quarterback myself, from what I've seen of his tape.
In that sloppy mess, though, man, that's when your guy gets hurt for real. God, it ruined one of our seasons. We had 2 guys go out 2 plays back to back because of injuries, and it was in a perfectly clear night too. I mean, then the next game we had another guy go down because of that sloppy mess crap. It's just, it's like, man, it will reach up and grab your best players. Turf Monster got Hendon. I mean, it wasn't even a bad condition.
Got Brew. Got Brew last year
too. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying they should do that. I'm just saying our guys, our young men out there playing this game have got that kind of heart. They're not going to let a little bit of moisture stop them from whooping up on anybody comes in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I got a question for y'all. Who all went on their social media yesterday and just absolutely trolled FSU? Who all went on social media and absolutely trolled FSU? That's all I want to know. Like, they had it coming for them.
But man, Georgia Tech ran the football yesterday. That's what I want to see. 5.5 yards a carry. I want to see Cam Seldon and Dylan Sampson get at least 15, 18 touches apiece. Really, I mean, I do.
Good Lord have mercy.
Yeah, running the football, man. And then I want to see the third string, whoever the 4-star is we got at third string, running another 15 carries. I mean, really, because they run that fast-paced offense. They can do it. If we run the football like that, You want to talk about
average 7 yards a carry Saturday, if not more.
Yeah, with that on our whites, with our wide splits, I wish we would get some motion going on, because that's one way Georgia Tech just opened it up was motion with on the weak side. If we get I would love to see us try that out.
Yeah,
that's
what killed Alabama in 22.
One thing with the motion
and not passing them off right.
Yeah,
that's what killed Alabama.
Yeah. One thing with the motion is with Coach Heupel's offense, the reason why, and he integrates it from time to time, but they're set, pre-called plays that he has, scripted out a lot of times with the motion going into a series. But the reason why you don't see a lot of motion when they get going up tempo is because that motion slows down the tempo. Now, you'll see a quick motion from the tight end or a push motion from a running back. I don't really call those full-on motions, but where you see a wide receiver going from one side of the field to the other side of the field or something like that, that can slow down tempo, and it's all about spacing. But hey, Connor, I full-on agree with you. When I'm in my offense, I'm running motion the whole time, and I'm trying to create, eye disease for the linebackers. And Coach Jay, he knows how stubborn linebackers can be when they see motion going across the field. So that's one thing I coach, but that's a reason why you don't see Tennessee do it as much. They use it, but not as much because of the tempo.
Yeah,
he also goes for 2 all the time, and he goes for it on 4th and 12 from his own 12. So let's not pay attention to Coach Rice. We got to get out the door. Let's do little shills and plugs. Y'all go to bonfire.com/store/talking balls. Pick you up some Talking Balls merch. You can get this VWO shirt, Vol World Order, because if you're talking balls, you're talking balls for life. And if you want to go old school, you can get it in black. And go check that out. Again, bonfire.com/store/talking balls. We got a Recruiting with Boogie and the Coaches shirt. We got a Lurker shirt. If you hang out in the chat, you don't talk, you don't speak, you just lurk. Animal House font, Lurker, Talking Balls Network. You can check that out. Knoxville, Tennessee shirt, The Chosen One, Cult of 8, Talking Balls letters themed shirts. If you're like Bob, you're a member of a cult, you got a cult member shirt, FUGA, Gator Hater, Buck Fama, TriStar, all kinds of merch. Go check it out. Bonfire.com/store/talking balls. Look at Rocky Top Tom repping. Look at Bleed Orange repping. Bob's repping. Everybody's repping. I'm not repping. I'm wearing a Blackpool Combat Club shirt because shout out to Brian Danielson for the AEW World Championship. Cody Copeland for 5. Biggest thing I want to see is our DBs outclass him in speed. Interception would be nice, but been a while since we outspeed anyone in the secondary. I think we got more athleticism and speed this year. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm excited. It's game day. It's game week. It's game preparation. Tomorrow morning, me and Eric Kane, 9 a.m. We got to wake up early. Pour a cup of coffee, some energy drinks, 9 a.m. Me and Eric Kane, Talking Balls live. It's going to be fun. Come tune in for that. Tuesday night, EA Sports College Football. I'm gonna kick y'all's asses Tuesday night. I'm pissed. I'm sick and tired of y'all and your BS plays and your BS schemes and your nonsense and your cheating, Coach Rice. I'm sick of it, and I'm taking y'all down on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Talking Balls live, Friday morning. Me and Coach Jay, 10 a.m. Tune in for that. Saturday, we're gonna do a tailgate show. An hour before kickoff. It's just like a fan call-in show. And then we'll do a post-game show immediately following the game. But we're going to get out of here. Man, shout out Coach Jay for being my ride or die. I love these interviews. I went upstairs to piss. That's what I disappeared. And my wife's like, y'all killing it. She's like, y'all are killing it. She was like, that was a great interview. Oh, man, I'm excited. I am excited about the future of the Talking Balls Network. Tell somebody. Let them know. Tell them to get in where they fit in. Tell them to become a member. Tell them to subscribe. I'm out the door. For Coach Jay, for Coach Rice, for all of these diehard Talking Balls fans, this is the Talking Balls Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
GBO.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and